Good afternoon, and welcome to the Goldthwaite Guys podcast. I'm Russ, joined by Travis Hall.
Joined with Coach Andy Howard.
Coach Andy Howard, Athletic Director here at Goldthwaite ISD. Coach, glad to have you on the show. Glad to have you back on the show.
Yes, sir. It's good to be here.
You were our inaugural guest on the Goldthwaite Guys podcast.
Well, yeah, I couldn't have found somebody better for that first
Coach, I tell you what, you were top shelf that day.
Work with what we can get.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, y'all have come a long ways, man. What a top-of-the-line setup right here.
Coach, we have the best podcast in Goldthwaite.
Yeah.
You know why?
That's only one.
What else is there? I mean, what else you compare it to, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
How you doing, man?
I'm great. Right in the middle of football season, and it's what we love. It's a lot of work. Kids are really working their tail off, and so when they're doing that, when they're giving you everything they can, and for the coaches, and the coaches are working hard, and when all that's going on, I'm happy. Yeah. And our kids are working now, I'm telling you.
Did you have a good 2-a-day training camp, so to speak, Coach? Was that good for you this
We did. We call it 2-a-days nowadays, and it's not like when all of us played, it's just changed. There's allowed a lot of different regulations, and but they allow you to do a lot in the summer.
Right.
And so we were able to, we changed our summer plan going into 2-a-days to where it was just like another day for us. That first day of 2-a-days, we were just rolling again with a helmet on us. We were doing the same stuff, but just throw a helmet on and let's go. And so, we felt like we were ahead of the game because of our participation in the summer. We had a tremendous summer with these guys.
Yes, it did.
Showing up. And so I think that's why, I feel like we're ahead of the game a little bit right now.
We had this summer, we had the 7-on-7, which was really productive, and we also had the linemen's championship, went to state, didn't we?
Yes, sir. Those guys, it allows them a chance to compete, and in our program, and building this thing and continue to build it is we want our kids to find an avenue to go compete. And, we promote all sports for our kids. And, we want our football guys playing basketball and running track and playing baseball and doing stuff in the summer. And we promote competition, and we feel like that's going to make you better. And, not only competing, but learning how to fail a little bit and fight through a little adversity when things aren't going your way. I think it's going to help you in the long run in the team sports.
Let's talk a little bit about 7-on-7. Like I never watched that stuff to this year, but how about up there at Brownwood? They got that big running back, and I thought we held up real good against them guys.
To go piggyback on that question, what is 7-on-7 for the people that have no idea what that is?
Okay, 7-on-7 is an opportunity. First of all, it's a different organization. So it's an organization set through the state of Texas 7-on-7 organization. So it's not a UIL event, sponsored event. And so
it's like 6-man plus one.
You're exactly right. This center, snapping it. Our center can't go out. He can't go out for a pass. But, here's the deal. There's a football involved, and anytime you throw a football out there and say, hey, go do this, and we want to go compete with it. And so, and plus, if we're going to do it, though, we're going to do it right. And, in our offense, we do spread it around a little bit, throw the ball around. And so what a better opportunity to perfect those skills and master that craft than to get out and throw the ball around. And that's how you learn and grow, right? Like I said, get out and compete. And then defensively, too, we run our stuff. We run our schemes. We see, when we play 7-on-7, we see some teams that – they'll get a guy outside of the school district to coach them, and they kind of form this little 7-on-7 offense and defense and things like that. We don't do that. We run our schemes, and we just try to get better at our schemes through that opportunity. And so, we had 2 teams this summer, and we played quite a few games. So it was good.
Yeah, and in that, that's more geared towards, I would say, the skilled positions in the secondary and all those kind of things up there. But then you go to keep the balance is you got your linemen doing the lineman challenge, and explain what that was this summer for people that may not know what that is.
Yeah, so our linemen, it gives them an opportunity to compete, like I said, and test strength along with agility. So you're going to go into one of those lineman challenges, and you're going to have what looks like a big old hay bale, and we're running our feet, rolling this hay bale, and everything's timed. It's kind of obstacle course ish, I guess, and they'll rotate over to another station where you're doing how many reps of bench press can you get,
right.
you know, and then you'll go to an agility type circuit. You know, they'll time that, you know, the best time wins. And then you're pushing sleds for time, you know, and you're carrying dumbbells, you know, across the field and things like that. So flipping tires, just ways to compete for those guys.
It's almost like a mix of the strongman competition that we used to have.
Yes.
And then the, what do they call it now? The, where they, doing all these agilities and different things, CrossFit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That kind of that mix between those two things.
It is.
That's neat. And we were successful in that to what degree?
Very, very. You know, we introduced that, you know, when I first got hired here that first summer, and it was new. And just like anything else, you know, you're going to live and learn from it. And, you know, this year we won the qualifier to be able to qualify for the state competition, which was held at Hardin-Simmons University, which, you know, best college in the state of Texas.
And then you're not biased.
and then so anyway, we got to go over to Hardin-Simmons and compete. And, you know, it's not the whole state of Texas, right? It's kind of regional. They host qualifiers up in the Panhandle. They host some down south. They'll host some out in East Texas, and you know, you can qualify and come or qualify and not come, you know, to the state deal. And I can't remember the numbers. I think there were 14 schools there, and within our classification or our division, and our guys pulled out second place out of all those guys. And so,
and there's not a size.
No, sir.
So it's everybody in there.
Anybody that's a lineman position guy for you, and
so it's the size of the school doesn't matter, huh?
Right. No, it does. No, it does matter. Sorry.
Okay.
So I took it as a personnel deal, but
gotcha.
But no, classification does matter.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, you see I don't know if anybody's seen pictures like on social media or whatnot of that event.
Yeah.
But when at the end of the day, they bring everybody up, all these linemen and coaches up, and that whole 100-yard field is about full of linemen. I mean, they're everywhere. And I mean, any program that's ever done anything is there. I'm gonna tell you, because they love to compete, and we had a great showing.
Well, I think especially us being big guys, we know that football begins and ends on the lines, right?
Absolutely,
you win in the trenches.
Absolutely, I believe that 100%. And we talk about it, and we want to pride ourselves in that, you know, and. You know, and you got to love them up. I mean, that little group down there is you know, they're their own little family, and you got to love them up and treat them right. And
you got to have them.
They don't.
You do, and
they're not the ones in the scoring the touchdowns. They're not the ones with the lights on.
But they're making that hole where it's available.
We know where it starts, and we do talk about that. And our skill guys they see how hard those guys work. Those guys work.
Yeah.
And you know, we call it, you know, it's kind of like selfless leadership there with those guys. They're not like you said, they're not getting in the end zone, but you know, we try to find every opportunity to reward those guys, you know, for those. And our skill guys really kind of condone those guys too, and you know, and welcome them in and understand how hard they work, and try to show them a lot of gratification as well.
Yeah, I mean, they don't get a playoff. I mean, when they're going, there's always somebody in their face. Always they got to pushing somebody, making a hole, you know, running wherever they got to go. But you know, it's really awesome to watch those guys. And let's do some housekeeping first, Travis. If you want to reach out to the show, how would you do that?
Oh man, I can't even remember now.
Been a while.
G-Weight guys at yahoo.com.
G-Weight guys at yahoo.com.
And YouTube.
And you can watch the show on YouTube, and then you could.
We got a Facebook page too. I haven't. I got.
And you can listen to the show on Spotify.
Yeah.
So if you just want to listen to us on Spotify, you're welcome to do that.
I want to look at your big old head anyway.
Well, that's true.
Does it show? I mean, how many followers we got?
I'll tell you this, Coach. The first episode that we did with you,
700 views,
564.
564.
Yeah. So 564 on that, and then so that was on YouTube, and then you don't know who else is listening on Spotify, and all that. I'm going to try to get to the emails and see if we have some email, and that way I can read them all up here if we got them. But yeah, if you want to reach out to the show, we want to do that. We're gonna do some things this fall, moving into football season. Again, got Coach Howard here, and we're going to try to have tomorrow night. Me and Travis are going to try to be at the
Football field.
at the football field.
Yeah. What we got going on tomorrow is Meet the Eagles.
Meet the Eagles.
We got pitchers in the morning.
Yes, sir. Full day. Full day.
Yeah.
We got what we call media day. Everybody's going to come out and take their pictures. We'll have football pictures, cheerleading pictures, team photos.
What about scrimmage between JV and varsity?
No.
We can't do that.
You come down, get them hurt.
Like the big teams,
right.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah,
1, 2. Just
right now we're in good shape going into week 1. Stay there. We'll stay there.
Man, yeah.
So big day tomorrow, and then we'll be up there. Coaches will be up there working, getting prepping for the next week, and
signing autographs.
No.
It is going to be a later night, which is good. I mean, there's stuff going to be happening in the afternoon. I think they're going to have dinner and things like that.
It's Meet the Eagles. Yes.
Who's cooking? Mr. Bill?
I don't know.
It's burgers.
Yeah,
we're cooking burgers. Tom Guthrie, Jeff Greenway, I know, and cornhole tournament. I just got signed up before I got in here. So
awesome. Yeah, awesome.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Jeff Greenway, my brother-in-law, and I, we just entered that deal.
He's a ringer?
And he's the ringer.
Oh, boy.
But we were champions of cornhole one time. Jeff Greenway and I were.
Oh.
We were at the Yogi Berra, whatever that little amusement park is. They had a cornhole tournament. We entered that thing and won that.
No kidding. Where were y'all at?
Down there in. It was down there at the one in Kerrville.
Kerrville, Texas. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's pretty neat. Well, congratulations.
I think that's the only time I've won cornhole, and Jeff was on that day. I mean, he couldn't miss.
Drew's going to be in that tomorrow night.
I got distracted for a minute. We're having a cornhole tournament tomorrow?
Yes.
How long do you have to enter?
I guess till the event starts. It starts at 6:30 though, because they feel like it's going to take a good while.
You on the team?
No.
Let's take them to school.
You want to win it?
Come on.
Yeah,
we'll just do the Goldthwaite guys. Do it. Yeah. I'm down. I think Drew's playing with Edgar, so he's got his group. So
me and Russ will be down there signing autographs.
There you go.
Yeah, they're going to have pump, pass, and kick. They're going to have. Yeah. I'm going to have all kinds of events tomorrow night.
The actual announcement and scheduling for all the Meet the Eagles going on the field is exciting, and that'll actually take place almost 9:00, which will be nice and cool and it'll be a good Friday night way to spend your Friday.
9:00. That's an hour and a half past my bedtime.
Oh, I know, but for normal people, we'll be there.
I'm taking that for you.
What we're going to do, the Goldthwaite guys, Coach, we're asking permission first off while we ask this online. But we're going to bring up this stuff. We're going to have our own podcast. We'll do one tomorrow night. We may have several coaches in there and several people from may have the radio guys, Tybo Tyson and Ginch, and we may have some other people on there and talk about the season that's coming up and excitement around Goldthwaite football and Goldthwaite sports this fall. And so that's kind of what we want to do. We're going to steal a press box. We're going to go that far side maybe.
Get it.
I'm in. And get in there and where we can have some fun with some people.
Right.
So I'll tell you what, let's do this. Let's take a break, and we're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to talk about the Prophet Field dedication and when that is and what that's going to look like. And then we're going to talk about the schedule. What are we looking for moving into this 2024 football season?
Don't forget about the FCA deal.
FCA?
Yeah. That's in October.
The Fields of Faith.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Well,
we'll get there.
Right.
Absolutely. So we're going to take a break, and we will be right back. Welcome back to the Goldthwaite Guys podcast. We are joined here by Coach Andy Howard, athletic director here at Goldthwaite ISD and head football coach. And we are fixing to
blow away with that wind out there.
The wind's crazy. But we are fixing to start our inaugural 2024 football season. There's been some scrimmages. We had one against Crawford at home on the 16th. Looked really good. And then last night, the guys went to Bangs and had a scrimmage, and they looked really good as well. That's varsity and JV, both went. And so, Coach, let's talk about the Crawford game. And what did you see? What are you excited about? players standing out to you? I mean, just as a whole, what should we look forward to in this football season from our football team?
Well, going into scrimmages, it's kind of, right in the middle of a two-a-day, session or two-a-day, 2 weeks of two-a-days, and you're finishing up with some scrimmages, and so you want to see your progress, right? Like, where have we come, not only as a football team, but as a program since the last football game last year, because it starts over, right? And so how have we grown and how have we continued to improve our program, and what better opportunity than to go against Crawford Pirates? They're always top in the state, and we know Crawford. We've played Crawford many times over the last 10 years, and we know what caliber program they have. So you want to see where you match up, and I was 100% pleased where we were.
We whooped them.
We got after them pretty good, and that's what you want to see. I mean, our kids walk out on a field, and they're not going to back down from a solid program, and that's what I wanted to see. And I pretty much knew that's how they were going to respond. Our kids have put in a lot of work, and I thought they would, and we did, and we showed up, and we got after them a little bit, and it was good to see. We got out of there injury-free and got some reps in, and was able to work some things offensively with some different guys, key ingredients in the offense, which was good, too, to see. And so, and then defensively, we kind of installed some new stuff defensively, and so putting it out there on the grass and getting after it, and the main thing's allowing the kids to see, reap some of the reward of what they've sown, throughout the last year.
JV kicked it off on defense, and we drove them back.
They set the tone.
Yep.
JV defense set the tone.
They couldn't
of the
stop.
night.
They couldn't stop Hagan from getting back there. Lane's like, man, I thought they was going to throw. I was going to get me a tackle, but Hagan.
Yeah, he messed it up.
Yeah. And not just him, but he kind of stood out right there.
Yes, he did.
They didn't get nothing whenever they.
No, I don't.
Their offense didn't get crap with the JV.
They didn't. They didn't. Our JV did a great job, and then we turned around when
first play
JV
of
was
offense.
done.
Boom.
Yeah, first play of offense, we go score with them. Varsity defense came on, did the same thing, hit them in the mouth, and then took us a while to kind of get comfortable offensively. And then once we did, we had a good night offensively on both sides of the ball.
Passing, running, just
yes, sir.
I think
catching.
It goes without saying for almost every sport. The JV of any team has, it's a limbo with them because who gets hurt, who gets pulled up, it's kind of that if we can keep our JV together and have them have a solid year, and that has to go into if we keep our varsity healthy and keep them down there, I think it's going to be good for everybody,
Absolutely.
confidence-wise. So,
yes.
and I'm excited about that. So JV players stood out. Hagan is always he's the bull, and he gets back there. Of course, there's so many great athletes that are coming up in that freshman class. Talking about Talon, Landry, the Greenway boys.
Don't forget Blaine
Hall. That's where I was going. And Scott.
Yep.
He's a great little athlete. So I'm excited about this class. We can keep them all going and keep them moving forward.
And I'll say this too, because the best part about it is, it's hard to single out classes because now they're mixed with.
Yep.
You look at our offensive line, and there's a lot of sophomores there on that offensive line, and so if they could just stay that down, if we're able to keep them down together, and because we have 4 seniors on the starting offensive line for the varsity.
Yes.
So we need them playing down there on that JV level, those sophomore group, and they some big old dudes down there in that sophomore class, and so they're doing a good job too. So here's the deal: once you get into that 7th, 8th grade deal is always kind of skewed a little bit. Then you get in and start playing with other classes and your teammates, and it all starts gelling together. That's a big deal.
Our varsity, I didn't realize we got a whole bunch of starters back this year. We didn't lose 8.
We have a very experienced.
Yes, we have a lot of experience coming back. Yes, so
and that's good to see. Talking about the JV, moving into the varsity game against. Let's talk about Crawford. What did you like moving forward in that varsity game? I see that Luke Sanderson is taking time in the backfield.
Yes.
Which is awesome. For the last 3 years, he's been either a slot or a receiver or some kind of. And I'm always in favor of getting one of your better players the ball in space as much as you can.
Yes.
And so, talk about what you saw in the Crawford game, and maybe players moving positions and adapting this year to what's going to happen.
Luke was quarterback on Crawford deal. Aiden was still out.
Yes, Aiden was out, and so we need packages like that, you know, for your good players. And Luke, you know, he's open minded. He'll do whatever you ask him to do. You know, tell him, hey, you're gonna go play quarterback, and this is gonna be your little package here, and we're gonna do this, you know, and then but. Boy, we can stretch the defense if we can put you out there at slot, because they better honor you out there when they start. When we have big runs, you know, and you got a guy like Luke Sanderson out there at slot. Well, there's a reason we have big runs, because they're honoring Luke Sanderson out there at slot. You know, and when they don't get, you know, we'll find him.
Right.
And then you know, if you hadn't seen the last couple scrimmages, you know, we have two guys out wide, and Zach Rodriguez and Case and Witterbush, that are ball hawks. Like they've scored. Yeah. We've thrown deep balls to them, and you know, Zach's really fast.
Yeah. I mean, super fast.
Little B squirt, but that dude can run, and he can get over the top of people.
Catch a ball too.
Yes, yeah. And then Casey just has outstanding hands, you know, and he can go up and get one as well. He's a great athlete, and so that, I mean, when you have some weapons in the perimeter, of course, that opens up your run game. If you don't have that, it's tough to run the football.
Well, they load the box on you, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and that's kind of, you know, when you start, you know, so we use Luke Sanderson at some quarterback. We use him at some running back. We'll use him at some slot receiver. You know, we'll have a wildcat package for him. And so they've got to be aware where he is. Yeah. And so you counter that with some other things. And we just have good enough football players around him to where we can go to another guy.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I mean, we've had a lot, you know, Max Storm's had some good scrimmages running the football. And, you know, Gary Witterbush has run the ball some. You know, we got, you know, some younger backs that are going to be something. And then able to throw it out there, too, is going to be big. So that's kind of how the offense, you know, our scheme works. It's all about the numbers in the box. And so we try to out formation people and be able, you know, we want to be able to run the football, of course.
I think one of the things that I take away from it as just a spectator is our speed on the field is going to be top shelf. When you got Aiden Lee as your quarterback, who is just as fast as lightning, but he's very shifty too, slick. I love the idea of just the speed that we're going to have in our skilled positions, plus the buffet busters we got up front.
Buffet busters.
Yeah, we got some good balance going on this year, and I'm excited about that.
Yes, sir.
So that's good, Coach. That's talking about getting into the two scrimmages you had. Now we're getting into the season, which starts this coming, not this Friday, not today, but a week from today. Which will be against Junction on August 30th. That'll be our first home game. So what do we know about the Junction Eagles that are coming this way? Do we know much about them?
I do.
They're not real Eagles.
You know, yes, right. We see them, you know, in the spring a lot, you know, in a lot of their spring sports. So we kind of know the kids. They have, you know, I think Dave Campbell's put out, you know, one of the top returning teams is Junction, because they returned all 11 starters off last year's team, and all 11 offensively and defensively.
No kidding.
And so they're very experienced. They had a good year last year, and so they're kind of ranked up there pretty high. You know, top 20 team. They've got some big kids. They got some size. They got a couple kids that, you know, state track meet type kids. So they got some guys that go. And but you know, we'll have our hands full. But But you know, we're up to the task for sure.
That's where you kind of want to start it. You know, you're going to have a different district this year as we're moving, I guess, to the east.
Yes, sure.
And kind of around Waco area,
Louisiana.
Right, exactly.
East I-35.
So, me and my wife were pricing
plane tickets,
4-cylinder vehicles, trying to get our gas under control.
Right.
So let's. Got Fields of Faith that it's going to be tomorrow night. That'll be the 24th. And, again, everything kind of starts at 6 and 6:30 and gets going there.
Meet the Eagles.
okay.
Meet the
Eagles.
Yeah,
What did I say?
yeah.
Field of
Field of
Fate.
Fate.
That's
I'm
in
sorry.
October.
That's all right.
I apologize. So yeah, Meet the Eagles is tomorrow night at 7 or 6:30, 6 o'clock, and it'll be a wonderful event. And then again, the opener will be actually Junction JV boys will be at Junction on the 29th, and that'll be at 5 p.m. and that'll be their opener. And so the junior high boys, though, they will start soon enough, and that'll be September 12th, and that'll be at San Saba. So we're going to go ahead and start with the Battle of the River in the junior high middle school division there. So,
and that game's it. Those games are going to be at home now. So,
really?
Our schedule, I'm telling you, like it's been a
mixed
battle.
up? Okay.
So and I haven't updated one, of course, and but that junior high deal, we've had a lot of those teams, eliminated down to one team, and so we've had to go find some games and things like that, and so it's all jumbled up. I wish I could just say this is set, but with where we're at, we got to keep working at it.
Well, I'm glad you're here and straightening it up. So the September 12th game against San Saba is now here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that'll be at 5
That's
o'clock.
the junior high game, yes.
Okay, 7th grade.
Junior high or JV? Junior high.
All of them.
All of them will be here. All 4 or 5 games.
Because we will, and that's kind of the way it hadn't been that way in the last few years. So,
I love that.
This year it'll be 7th, 8th, and then JV will all play at the same site on a Thursday.
I love that.
And then varsity would be opposite of where that game is.
I like that as an announcer too, because I'll get to watch. Because I didn't get to watch any JV games last year.
Yes, sir.
So it's just be able to be part of that and
Yes, sir.
see all the teams, and that's exciting.
When is homecoming?
Homecoming is that is October 11th.
Where's that going to be?
It's going to be at home. Odd enough. We're gonna play Frost.
Frost. Polar Bears.
Yeah.
Polar Bears.
So that'll be a 7 o'clock game. All the festivities. So moving into this district, what are we seeing here? We got San Saba. So the first real district game, San Saba is not in our district, correct?
No, sir.
Okay,
They're
so
not. They stayed up in Division 1.
right. So now we start our district season on the 27th of September against Chilton,
Yes, sir.
and that'll be a home game.
Yes, sir.
So what does this district look like? Chilton, Hubbard, Frost, Bremen. Is that
Bremond.
Bremond. Okay, I didn't say that word. That right. Wortham, and then Meridian and Mart.
Meridian's about the closest one. I think.
As a guy that's been here, I'm 9 years next month. I don't know any of these teams that we've played. I haven't watched any of them play. So what do we look for in this district?
Well, and I'm in the same boat. I've been coaching, for a good while and never competed against any of these opponents except Mart before. Okay. And so it's all new to me, and I kind of like that,
Sure.
It kind of changed up a little bit. I like doing that
Go from
stuff.
playing the cotton farmers to the corn farmers.
That's right. You're right.
Be some corn-fed kids.
Yes, sir. So anyway, it'll be interesting. I've never been to some of these stadiums, never been to these towns, and it's going to be a good experience. There's
Bad
a lot
experience for them.
That's right. That's right. Quality opponents. I would put our district up against any other district in the state of Texas in 2A.
I'm looking at that
as far as like competition wise, because I think we're going to be pretty dang good, and we're going to play with these guys. And you got Mart, who just went to the state finals last year.
That seemed familiar to me. That Mart was in the
Who did they play?
They played Albany. They got beat by Albany.
Okay,
but you know who
Albany.
they beat to go to the state championship?
Who?
Chilton.
Well, wow.
So Chilton was in the semis last year, and then Bremond was in the quarters. Chilton beat Bremond to get to Mart.
So all of them been out there.
All of them played each other deep in the playoffs last year, and Bremond has a lot back. Bremond's bringing a lot of them back.
Yeah.
So I think people, these coaches that I'm starting to get to know, I kind of think they're kind of the front runner in the deal.
Mm-hmm.
And of course Mart's going to be good because they're always good.
Yeah,
and they just kind of reload over there. But Frost and Meridian and Hubbard have struggled in the past. I just don't know much about them.
It almost kind of symbolizes the SEC of college football. Kind of the national championship kind of goes through the SEC. Kind of you can make that claim.
Yes, sir.
If you're going to be competitive in the state playoffs, you got to go through this district.
That's right.
And that's
the truth.
Yeah, it was that way with the girls' basketball program. in the district they were in last year. San Saba, we played them in the regional finals to get to state.
Right.
And then we had to play. Oh gosh, there was another team. Who did we beat? That
there at Lampasas. It was
yes,
Johnson City.
Johnson City.
Yes.
That was a good game.
So just kind of that kind of same thing is you love that you're in a tough district, but if you survive the district and you're in the playoffs, man, you're battle tested, number one,
right,
and number two, you're a pretty darn good football team.
Yes, sir.
So that's exciting. I'm excited for this year. One other thing we'll talk about.
I want the whole town to get excited too, because full stands and loud noise, man. That's
where we got to come in.
Get them pumped up
for sure. And we're going to do that the best we can. Coach, we had this conversation at a teacher in-service day about how the environment of the football games have changed and gotten electric, and as far as our community and our fans and our fan base, and we're going to need that.
Come out and support them
even more so this year.
It takes all of us.
Yeah.
It takes all of us in this town to be successful. From community to businesses to parents to athletes, to people that just want to contribute like you guys, and we certainly appreciate it a ton and wish we could do more for y'all, but we appreciated it. The kids, it just makes a memorable moment for those kids.
Pat them all on the back.
Yes. And they don't, they'll never forget these days of their life.
Absolutely. They're making lifelong memories and lifelong friendships. And that's good. One other thing we want to talk about is, I guess it's going to be August 30th. And that will be a week from today. And that is that going to be is it Gary Prophet Memorial Field? Are we going to dedicate the field to Gary Prophet?
The stadium, yes, sir. So Gary Prophet Stadium at Eagle Field.
See,
who is that guy?
Come on. Okay, that's what we kind of figured out. So it's Gary Prophet Stadium.
Yes, sir.
At Eagle Field.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we were both right because we were trying to figure out. He was calling it a stadium. I was calling it a field. And we got in the middle.
It's the same thing. Field stadium. I mean, the field's of grass, I guess.
You just said it. It's Gary Prophet Stadium
at Eagle Field. It's not the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So
I wasn't listening right there. Just for a second.
So that's what good to know. And we're going to dedicate the field. I think the guys have been working hard on that. So what's that night going to look like? How is that going to? Is that going to be a pregame thing?
Yes, sir. It's going to be a pregame festivities and program that we're going to do for him and honor him. And what a tremendous accomplishment, many accomplishments that he's had. And I'm not talking he had a lot of wins, don't get me wrong, but just to invest in one program for that long is just unheard of.
Absolutely.
It's unheard of, and so long time coming on this deal. He's tremendous coach and tremendous mentor, and you don't find any of them better. And so to honor him is absolutely well worth it, and it's like I said, it's been a long time coming.
Good.
For that deal, and so we're excited about it. We're going to use it as fuel.
Sure.
That stadium's going to be packed that night,
it is.
And and we're going to tell our kids, we need to go put on a show.
That's right. Win that game because it's going to be a lot of folks.
It's a big game. It's a big game for our program, and for the night.
Sure. I love that, Coach. That's exciting. So that again will be the 30th of August against Junction. I'm assuming the kickoff says 7:30.
Yes, sir.
So that'll probably start at 7-ish, sound around there.
The program festivities, what you call it, is going to start at 6:45.
6:45.
Yes, sir. And then we will be wrapping up our pregame then, and then they'll have that ceremony right there, and then we'll have kickoff at 7:30.
And guys, when you get to the game, get there early. There's a lot going on. You can go to the trailer, the swag trailer we call it. Get your Goldthwaite shirts and hats and things like that. Seats, I think they even have seats. It all goes to Athletic Booster Club, and it helps the program out and funds things that they do throughout the year. April Wetzik does a wonderful job, and others. I don't want to just leave out anyone, but I'll just say everybody. and the Athletic Booster Club does a wonderful job. So, and that way you got your swag, you can support your team and get the shirts that you want. Another thing going on is the band. You know, the band has a halftime show, but they also are responsible for the concession stand. So anytime you go and get some food and things like that, that goes right to Mr. Brewer and the band and helps them. The 8th grade has started playing with the high school band and getting more kids out there on the field at halftime, and I think he's doing a wonderful job. I really like him. I think he's done so good, replacing a legend and Miss Reynolds, kind of like in that same vein. You know, you're here, the head coach now, and we're honoring one of the legends in Gary Profit. So
Yes.
It's a lot of good things. One other thing I want to bring up is cross country. That's been going on. In fact, they competed today.
Hey, the girls ran last week too.
They ran Saturday.
They got second
Yes.
at Brownwood.
Yes.
Yeah. And then they ran today. I don't know where they were at today.
They were at Lake Belton.
Lake Belton.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Did good.
Yeah,
Our kids did good. You
The
know,
girls got second.
girls got second, and our boys, you know, they did a good job. You know, we had a couple boys.
Yeah.
Jacob Lewis, you know, I think he got 33rd overall with
Oh,
you know,
wow.
a lot of runners,
Sure.
tons of
152
runners.
runners.
Yeah, Zach Rodriguez, who
Yes.
played a football game the night before, went and ran
Right.
this morning, got up at 5:45 and left, and got 37th out of everybody. So tremendous
Wow.
deal there.
That's good.
And then Ty Ginch and Isaac Rainland were all there as well running, and so
Yeah.
you know, represented well over there.
We'll have a full guys team as well. This last year we didn't have a full guys team. This year we're going to have a full guys team. Girls team is always going to be competitive. We're going to be state bound in cross country, which is so good. I think they went last year and got runner
Runner-up.
up. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
and so that's really nice. And then again, the guys, we have a couple of seniors on the cross country team with the guys. My son is running this year, which I'm glad. He took a year off for some reason last year, and I wanted to choke him, but he's running cross country this year, doing that. I think he's ready to get ready for basketball. Something help there, but.
And if we're leaving anybody out, y'all feel free to
Yeah,
text us, email us, give us some stats. It's hard to keep up with everybody, but
That's right.
Yes,
we'll dang sure mention it.
Yeah, we want to make sure
we
we
don't want to leave nobody.
keep everybody in there. So Isaac again, Rainland is a senior, and then you got a younger class, Jacob and Isaac. Is Isaac a junior? Oh no,
Ty.
Ty's a senior. Yes, I'm sorry, Ty's a senior. I knew there's 3 seniors I was missing. So Ty is one, and then junior is Zachary Rodriguez.
Yes.
And then you got some sophomore. Jacob is a sophomore.
Jacob,
so,
yes.
Good group. And again, I don't know much. I don't know the girls, and I'll get to know them better.
Federico Menchaca, he runs as well.
Federico
Really?
Menchaca and the guys. That's right. I didn't.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for catching that one because he's been running with them as well.
The cross country girls, the ones I know, be Emily and I know Riley.
Emily Riley, Peyton McGee,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and I know. I think
J.C. Jernigan,
JC.
JC and I want to say Maddie Wood.
Maddie Wood,
Yeah,
and then two Howard girls.
2 Howard
Oh,
girls.
yeah.
Do you know them? All right.
I don't.
Good
They
deal.
love cross country.
Do they really?
Yes.
Are you serious? You're lying.
You're saying that with a straight face. You're saying that with a straight
They
face.
love it.
Yeah. No, it's good for basketball though, and that's where it
Makes you
pays
tough.
off. Absolutely.
Compete.
I
Go
love it.
compete.
That's
Like we
right.
talk about. Go compete.
That's where it's at. So I think they compete again Wednesday. I'm not sure. I'll check that.
That's a lot of running.
They will also be at Meet the Eagles. The band
Yes.
will be at Meet the Eagles. The cheerleaders will be at Meet the Eagles. All the junior high boys and girls involved in all the fall sports will be at Meet the Eagles. So there's going to be so much going on, and we're excited for tomorrow night.
Yeah, all day tomorrow.
Anything else?
All day.
No.
No, Coach Howard. Anything else you want to talk to us about before we sign off tonight?
No, it's a pleasure to be back on. I love
Yeah.
this. I love this kind of stuff. You know, I
Yeah.
appreciate you guys doing it. And
If I didn't have to get up and go to work so early in the morning, we could do coffee and do this in the morning. But
what time you go to work?
I leave the house at 5:45 all day.
It's middle of the night.
You ain't even thought about getting up yet.
You're crazy.
No, we
You're
started
crazy.
We started
Every
at,
day.
We started at 6.
I tell you this.
So do we. So do
them boys are there early.
I'll see you up here at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I tell
Okay, I'll be here.
you, y'all will be by yourself.
Call me out. I'll be here.
I tell you, this is what we want to do, though, Coach. To that point, is we want to be on a weekly schedule talking about the game that was this guy. Talking about the game that was, which it'll be, maybe both games or all. I say
right.
Both games, maybe junior high and high school games. Yeah,
yes.
4 of them, and talk about the goods and the bads and
like Saturday morning or something. But do y'all still get up there and watch the video Saturday morning?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We do. Our coaches get up there at 8, and so anyway.
I wanted to say this though. We will talk about this, that, and the other, but what we will not do, and I'll just want to make known to you, is we will not put down a coach. We will not be disrespectful. We are pro coach. We are pro this program and this community. There may be some calls we talk about that. Man, I wish we would have done this instead of that. But what we won't do is badmouth any coach, and that is just who we are. We are for y'all, and we know what y'all do, and it is thankless and it is tiring. And
I'm afraid I ain't gonna say nothing because he might tell me, "Hey, you want to do this job?"
Yeah,
yeah.
No, I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
Here it is.
But it's again, I think it's one of the things I wanted you to know from the bottom of my heart. Y'all are underappreciated, underpaid, and what we want to do is lift y'all up and talk about how much of the successes that we see. So moving forward for this year, I want that to be known that let's set the ground with what we're going to do, talking to on a weekly basis. We may say, man, this play didn't work out. Maybe we should have done this instead of that, and that's okay. We can go Monday morning quarterback all we want, but what we won't do.
That's easy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What we won't do is say, well, Coach screwed up. That's not going to be the case. Yeah. So
this is Brian Jernigan. I'm like, man, what'd you do that for?
Yeah. No. Anyways, Coach, thank you again for coming out and hanging out with us tonight. And again, we're going to be doing the podcast tomorrow night at the fields at Gary Prophet Stadium, Eagle Field is the official title. And we're going to have some different guests on doing different things and have like some little segments. So it's going to be a fun night. So we'll keep you posted, guys. Thank y'all for coming out and listening tonight. Coach Howard, thank you for coming out.
Good time.
And we're excited for this year, and go Eagles.
Yes, sir.